Okay, so this is Tech Math 2, and we're going to do section 5-4 today. All right, so what is section equivalent fractions? All right, well, it looks like what we're going to do is something weird. All right, so let's say I've got 1/4 plus 3/4. What am I going to do? I'm going to find a common denominator, 2/4 and 3/4, add the top for 5, and keep the quarters on the bottom, and say 5/4, right? No, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put it in my calculator and write down the answer. That's what I'm going to do. All right? This is a tech math class. We break our calculator out first. We use it to solve problems. Okay. So it looks like we're reducing the lowest terms fractions that are weird looking. All right, so we'll start with number 1 to get warmed up. 3x over 18x. Well, I have an x on top and bottom, so they can go away. 3 goes into 18 6 times, so I can call that 1 over 6. Now, can I do that in my calculator? I wonder. I haven't tried that one yet. 3 times x divided by 18 divided by x, because I didn't use parentheses. Oh, 1/6. Yeah, I can just put that in my calculator and give me the right answer. Oh, bummer. Not that I'd want to do that. We'll look at number 3. 30x squared y to the 4th over 54x squared y to the 5th. And before we even try anything, we just try it on my calculator, just to see if it can happen. 30 times x squared times y raised to the 4th divided by quantity 54 times x squared times y raised to the 5th, close parentheses. And second function. Okay, now this is saying minus 5 over 27, but we know there has to be a divided by y, right? So what happened to my y? Did I only put in y to the 4th? And I can't see what I put in. So I must have put in y to the 4th in order for the y to go away. All right, well, clearly those guys go away. This guy goes away, and I have a 1 left over. 6 goes into both of those 5 times. 6 goes into there. 27? How can it be 27? Can't be 27 on the bottom. 6 goes into there 9 times, right? Yeah. 9 times. All right, well, I can't see what I put in my calculator, but I must have put in something weird in order to get the answer that I had out. And then it also gave it to me as a negative number, and it's obviously not negative. Stupid calculator. Throw it away. All right. So if I could see what my calculator was doing, maybe I could figure out what I did wrong. But clearly it doesn't like me. Number 5. 8x plus 4 to the cubed divided by 2x plus 4 raised to the 5th. Oh, well, the 2 can go into 8 4 times. And this guy can go into that guy, giving me 2 of them left over, and I can write 4 divided by x plus 4 squared. Why exactly I'd want to do that, I'm not sure, but there's probably good reasons for doing that. And we'll move down to 8. You did notice that I did catch up on all the videos during the long break. No, you didn't even notice. Typical. 12, 3x minus 4 cubed, 2x plus 5 squared, 3, 2x plus 5 cubed, 3x minus 4 to the 5th. All right, well, 3 goes into 12 4 times. And I got a squared guy there that turns this guy into 1. I got a cubed guy there that turns that guy into squared. And then I can write my final answer 4 over 2x plus 5. Be nicer if that looked like an x there, wouldn't it? 3x minus 4. So we'll come back and clean this up a little bit, make that look more like an x and not 2 plus signs in a row. There, is that better? Slightly? Ever so slightly? All right, down to 12. 2t minus 4 squared, 4t minus t squared. All right, well, I can bring a t out, top and bottom. 2 minus t, 4 minus t. And then the t's can go away. Now, why can they go away? They can go away because they're in the same term. If I had a plus sign there, they couldn't go away. They're in different terms. But as long as they're things that are multiplied by together, we can do that. 2 minus t divided by 4 minus t. And that's as far as we can go. Nothing else we can do with that. Okay, we'll look at 15. X squared 5x plus 4 divided by x squared minus 6x minus 7. Well, I can factor the top guy, x plus 4, x plus 1. And I can factor the bottom guy, x minus 7, x plus 1. And then I can say, well, these two guys can go away, and then I can write down my final answer, x minus 4 over x plus 4, x plus 4, x minus 7. Okay, good enough. In that case, I had to factor the polynomial before I could figure out what my final answer is going to be. And that's my calculator. Yeah, my calculator won't factor it, but it will find the roots of it, and from the roots I can figure out what to factor it. So if I put in my calculator polynomial solver, my calculator was on polynomial solver, and A is 1 and B is 5, B is 5. And C is 4. And I go to solve, it says that my roots are minus 1 and minus 4. And I look back here, and yeah, if I had a minus 1 sitting there, that'd be a 0. Minus 4 sitting there, that'd be a 0. And from those roots, I could reconstitute what my factoring was. Okay, so that was 15. 18 next. Six x squared 19x 10 plus 10 divided by 6x squared minus 5x minus 6. All right, now, clearly there has to be a factor of both of those, right, that are the same, and in order for something to cross out and we can simplify things. So that being the case, I'm going to go and look at the bottom guy first, because he looks like he's simpler to factor. So I've got a 6 and a minus 6 and a minus 5 in the middle. Okay, so 3 times 3 is 9, and 2 times 2 is 4, and 9 minus 4 would be a 5, right? So we're going to go 3x minus 3, and we're going to go 2x plus 2. Okay, so now I got 6x squared, I got minus 6, I got minus 9 plus 4, so I'm fine. Okay, so now that that's the case, if one of these factors on the bottom isn't the same as on the top, we won't be able to cross anything out and it won't be able to simplify. Alright, so there's no way I can get a 3 out of that 10. 3 doesn't factor that 10. So I'm going to go 3x plus 2, and I'm going to go 2x plus 5, and I see I've got a 10. I got a 6x squared. I got 15 plus 2 is 19x. So now I have factored it. I can cross those two guys out, and now I can write down my final answer. 2x plus 5 divided by 2x minus. That's called taking the path of least resistance. We could have taken the top guy and we could have factored it, right? That wouldn't have taken us all that much longer. Or we could have put it in our calculator and found out what the roots were and then used the roots to get the factors, right? We could have done that too. But we don't allow the math people to mess with our karma. All right, looks like 21 would be okay. X squared minus 1, 1 minus x. And we recognize x squared minus 1 is a squared minus b squared. So this is going to be factored x plus 1, x minus 1 divided by 1 minus x. And then we say, well, gee, that's slightly inconvenient. Minus x plus 1 times x minus 1 divided by x minus 1. Oh, that's more convenient. Those two goes go away. And now I end up with minus x minus 1. So if we don't like where our minus signs are and we want to turn it around, we just multiply everything by minus 1 and we can turn it around and that'd be perfectly okay. See, what I did is I multiplied this guy by minus 1, and then I multiplied the whole thing by minus 1. So minus 1 divided by minus 1, that's perfectly okay to do. That's just multiplying by 1. That turned around the bottom and left a minus sign in the top. Number 23. A squared minus 4, a squared plus 4a plus 4. All right, well, we recognize the bottom guy is a plus 2 squared, because it's in the right form for a plus 2 squared. We recognize this as a squared minus 2 squared, so that'd be a plus 2, a minus 2. And then we get rid of one of those guys, and we just call that a minus 2 divided by a plus 2. And then we have to make the a look sort of like an a. There we go. Good enough. All right. Drop down to 24. over 24. 4 c squared plus 12c plus 9. 4c squared minus 9. We recognize the bottom as 2c squared minus 3 squared, so we can factor that down. 2c plus 3 and 2c minus 3. The top, well, 2 times 3 is 6, 6 and 6 is 12, so we'd have 2c plus 3 squared. Then we get a 9, we get a 4c squared, we get a 2 times 2 times 3, which is 12. Okay. Get rid of that guy, get rid of one of those guys, and final answer, 2c plus 3, 2c minus 3. Mm-hmm. 27 next. T squared minus t cubed, t squared minus 1. Well, we recognize the bottom guy is a squared minus b squared, so the bottom guy is going to be t plus 1, t minus 1. And we recognize that we can bring out a t squared onto the top guy, 1 minus t. And we run into the same problem we ran into before, so we'll multiply top and bottom by minus 1. And rewrite it as minus t squared, t minus 1, divided by t plus 1, t minus 1. Okay. Get out the red pen, boom, boom. Final answer, minus t squared over t plus 1. Okay, so that was 27. We'll do 30 next. A squared AB 3A 3B, that looks weird. A squared minus AB. Alright, well, let's see. On the bottom, I can bring out an A, and I can have an A minus B on the bottom. So if I don't have an A minus B on the top, I won't be able to factor anything, right? So if I have an A minus B on the top, then I need an A. How am I going to get a So any bright ideas out there? A minus B. A minus 3? Alright, now I've got an A squared. I've got a minus 3A. This guy's positive. Okay, so we're going to make that guy, if I make this guy positive, okay, if I make both of these guys negative, okay, so both of these guys are negative, that makes him positive, and then I make my 3 a positive. Alright, now, I got plus A squared, I got minus 3A. That's not what I want. Plus that guy minus this guy. Okay, now I've got A squared, I've got plus 3A, I've got minus AB. I got minus 3B. Okay, so now I got myself factored, but I'm turned around. So I'm going to go minus A minus B times minus A minus, well, I'm not even going to do that. Okay, so we're going to bring this minus sign out of this one and put them over in that one. A plus 3, A times A minus B. And let's see, we got, what's the word marker? That goes away, this goes away. A plus 3 over A. Was that sneaky enough? Yeah, that was pretty sneaky, wasn't it? So first of all, I had to factor the top guy right. Then I had to figure out what to do with these minus signs. So I took the minus sign out of here and applied it to that side. And then I had to cross out the right things. Yeah, I think I should put that one on a test sometime because that'd be cool. All right, 33. Looks like the same problem. A, y, x, y, 3y, 2y, 6, y cubed minus 3 cubed. That's not what's in the book, but that's what it is, so we can write it down that way. It'd be okay. So we recognize this as y minus 3 on the bottom times y squared plus 3y plus 9. Now on the top, we need an x and a y. So if we put an x here and a y there and a minus 3 here and a minus 2 there, we would have x, y, we would have minus 3x, we'd have minus 2y, and we'd have a plus 6. Isn't that convenient? He goes away, he goes away. And now we can say x minus 2 y squared plus 3y plus 9. And we said that when we factor the difference of two cubes, the second order polynomial is not factorable. And I looked at this and I said, well, no, I'm not going to be able to factor that. It won't matter because I only have x's on the bottom and y's on the x's on top and y's on the bottom. So factoring or not would not be much of an issue. Number 36. I have x to the 4th minus 16. I've got x to the 4th, 2x squared minus 8. Okay, well the top guy, I recognize him as x squared minus 4 squared. So I can factor him x squared plus 4, x squared minus 4. And then I could factor this guy down too further, but it doesn't look like it would do me much good, so I'm not going to bother. Now on the bottom, I've got an x squared and I've got an x squared. And, okay, so I'm going to have a minus 4 and a plus 2. That gives me the minus 8. That gives me the minus 2. Boom, boom. X squared plus 4. X squared plus 2. And there's nothing I can do about that. All right. Number 37. 3 minus minus 4x minus 4x squared. Now, is that spelt right? We normally put the x squared guy first, so why are we spelling it backwards like that? Well, it turns out it is spelled right because we don't want a negative sign out in front. So, all right, well, let's see. Got to factor these guys. Okay, so if we go 2x minus 3 minus 2. That gives minus 3 plus minus 1. All right, so that gives me a plus 3. That gives me minus 6 minus another 2 for minus 8. And it gives me 4x squared. So bottom guy's factored right. Now the top guy we're going to have to worry about because clearly he's written wrong. How can we factor him written that way? All right, so probably a 3 and a 1. And it's probably going to be a minus 3 and a minus 1. Probably. And we want a 4. Okay, so if we go plus 2x plus 2x. Alright, so now we're wrong. We're going to have to get one of these guys turned around. Okay, we'll make this guy a minus sign. Okay, so now I got plus 3, I got minus 4x, and I got minus 4x squared. Okay, so that's good. So this guy here and that guy there, the two guys are the same. So what we'll do is multiply the top and bottom by minus 1. And we're going to call this, no we're not. We're not going to do that. We're going to take the minus 1 out of here and we'll apply him to there. That's what we're going to do. Okay. So we're going to call this 2x plus 3 times 2x. No, we're not going to do that either. Where's my go backward button? All right, no, I'm not going to do that either. We're going to recognize that this 2x minus 1 and this 2x minus 1 are the same, and we don't have to do anything with them except cross them out. All right, there we go. That's better. So now we're going to say equal to. Now we'd probably bring out the minus sign out of this guy and call him minus 2x plus 3 over 2x minus 3. At which time we are done. All right. Too much talking, not enough doing. Number 38. Y squared minus x squared divided by x squared 2xy y squared. Okay, I recognize the bottom as x minus 2 squared. And the top I recognize as y plus x, y minus x. Okay, So we'd multiply times minus 1 times minus 1. So I'd have minus x plus y times x minus y divided by x minus y squared. I get rid of that guy, get rid of the squared guy, and then write down a final answer minus x plus y x minus y. Wasn't that the same answer we got last time? I'm not sure. 39. Okay, I've got 3 times a cubed plus b cubed, and I recognize this as the sum of two squares, so sum of cubes, so it's going to be a plus b, a squared minus ab plus b squared. Okay, so I got the top guy. Bottom guy, 3a squared, 6ab, 3b squared. Okay, so I recognize I can bring a b out of there, 3. I can bring a 3 out. 3 times a plus b quantity squared. Did I skip enough steps? Do you see that this is, when I bring the 3 out, I'm going to have a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, and that's a plus b, the quantity squared. Anyway, maybe you see that, maybe you don't. That guy goes away, one of those guys go away, and then we can write down a final answer. 3 a squared minus ab plus b squared divided by, oh, the 3's can go away too, can't they? Boom, boom. 3's went away. Divided by a plus b. Okay, that's that one. Okay, number 40, and then we'll be ready to do something clever like take attendance and go to our next class. Number 40. X squared 2xy, y squared minus z squared. Trying to be sneaky on us. Z squared plus y squared minus x squared plus 2yz. Okay. So we recognize the top guy as x minus y, the quantity squared minus c squared, and we recognize the bottom guy as being what? Y plus z squared minus x squared. All right. So now we recognize the top as being something in the form a squared minus b squared, and the bottom being in the same form, a squared minus b squared. So that'd be x minus y plus z times x minus y minus z divided by y plus z minus x and y plus z plus x. Oh, isn't that lovely? Totally and completely. Okay, well, it looks like if I put a minus sign right there, that would make all these minuses plus and all the pluses minuses, and then I could get rid of these two guys. And it looked like I would have a final answer of minus x minus y plus z divided by x plus y plus z. Because we'd want to put them in alphabetical order. We wouldn't want to write them some other way. Okay? Good enough? If for some reason you think that you can't do these problems and it's time to do the rest of the problem set until you can, Tech Math 2.